We just had a conversation about Jameson Williams, right? And this is what the NFL needs that they don't have. And at this point, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Is it riskier? Yes, it is. But it's also, it might be even better for those guys like Jameson Williams. What is the one thing the NFL doesn't have that a lot of other leagues have? Baseball has it. Basketball has it. I'm sure hockey has it as well. I don't watch hockey, but I'm sure they have it. A development league. When you get drafted to the best sport in the world, right? Super Bowl pulls in more than any other show every single year. 200 plus 30 million people tune in. You got to be on your A game. The NFL needs a developmental league. I wouldn't have been opposed to Jameson Williams being in one of those. When you come out, you are tasked to perform. That's it. And we talked about his development. Somebody mentioned in the comment section, development. Well, you can't develop in a live NFL game where every single game counts. You just can't. And if you do, you have to do it quickly. Look at Jamar Chase. I remember him dropping all types of balls. He still does it sometimes. He had a rough start to this year. But one thing you can count on is he going to turn it up. And turn it up he did. Just like that. Jamar Chase turns it on, and when he turns it on, he can't be stopped. But Ben Johnson said it today. He said some people take longer to develop a rapport. And obviously that's what we're seeing with Jared Goff. Now, would Jared Goff be able to develop a rapport with Jameson Williams if Jameson Williams was in the developmental league? No. Would it be a risk of him getting hurt? Yes, it would. It really would, and that would suck. But at the same time, I would prefer somebody to have the opportunity to develop in like a real game. And you're talking about, is it as good as the NFL would be? No, because you got players who obviously didn't make the NFL roster or something like that. So, but it would be something. And then when Jameson came back, this guy went from playing in college to not playing for a year to playing 6 games to having a full offseason, being suspended, popping a hamstring, coming back. And now the season's halfway over, right? So I wouldn't mind that for a fact. Stafford would love to chuck it to J-Mo. J-Mo running too many routes. Stafford would definitely love J-Mo for sure. You mean like you suck football league? No, not a you suck, but development, time to develop. I mean, here it is that this has been Jameson Williams offseason. And this is a rare time that you're going to see me kind of defend him, okay? He's had an offseason, but what really is the offseason? Conditioning. You're playing against your own players. Training camp is all about own players. Then you're not running full speed. Then you go to the preseason. He played game 1. I can't remember how he did. Game 2 is when he popped a hammy. Game 3. The NFL has already taken away a preseason game in favor of a regular season game. So that's only 3 games of semi-real paced football, right? How fast would you say they're going in preseason? Other than dudes trying to make the team. And if you're the Detroit Lions, you're not playing any of your starters, right? So you got guys like J-Mo out there. And let's say they're playing at 75, 80% of what they would do if the game counted in the win-loss. And then he comes in, he's suspended for 4 games. His first real reps was 3 games ago. But my philosophy is you were drafted to do a job that you did for years before that. Very well, I might add. And that's play football at wide receiver. But I wouldn't be opposed to a developmental league as well. The only risk for me would be the risk of getting hurt. J-Mo was shut down August 17th after he pulled his hammy and was after the first preseason game against the Giants. Too much risk of a player getting hurt. J-Mo to the XFL, sound like the XFL. Now we're laughing at the XFL. We're laughing at the XFL. But the XFL is critical. There are many players that come from the XFL. What's the dude name? Turpin for the Dallas Cowboys. Dude was a punt returner in the XFL. So we can't just dismiss the XFL or USFL like it. AJ McCarron. AJ McCarron was balling in the XFL, decided to come back to the NFL, and is now on a roster. So we can't like discount the XFL. And by the way, the XFL is a spot that they're working with the NFL. That's what they're doing. They got a partnership with the NFL because the NFL is one of the only major sport in America that does not have a developmental league. Now, it could be because of the risk of injury. It really could be the unfortunate risk of a season-ending injury, and that would be something tough to deal with. But it's like that in the preseason. Jameson Williams had 3 games to get hurt. We've seen people laid out in the preseason and miss an entire season. That comes with the game. I don't know. Would you? To me, it's risk versus reward. Is the risk of Jameson Williams getting injured substantially? Is it enough to not have him develop in a potential developmental league? I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, how many games would you play? Would it be a full season? Would it be 5 or 6 games? I wouldn't make it a full season. I mean, just think about it. The practice squad players don't even play. They don't even play during the games. They have 0 real game reps, but yet they come up and they perform, right? So I don't know, man. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It would be very risky, and that's probably why we'll never see it. But that's kind of what the XFL already is. I'm not saying send Jameson Williams to the XFL. What I'm saying is that it would be nice to give players a time to develop outside of the preseason because they don't have a lot. They don't have to, and we're throwing Jameson Williams in to develop, quote unquote, and he doesn't have time to. He does not have time to. So let me know what you think about the NFL and a developmental league.